Welcome to Neurodifference, the podcast where we shine a light on neurodiversity, educating, informing, and entertaining. I'm your host, Rhys Jenkins. Today we're diving into a question that has sparked a lot of discussion. Is autism a disability? Consider this. According to the National Autistic Society, around 700,000 people in the UK are on the autism spectrum. Yet debates continue about whether autism should be classified as a disability or simply a different way of experiencing the world. To explore this topic, we first need to understand what autism is. The National Autistic Society defines autism as a lifelong developmental disability that affects how people perceive the world and interact with others. It's a spectrum condition, meaning it manifests differently in each individual. For me, autism is a condition first and foremost. I believe it can be described as a disability too. Now we're going to discuss the medical and social models of disability. I find the classification of autism as a disability can hinge on two primary frameworks: the medical model and the social model of disability. Now, the medical model, this perspective views disability as a result of physiological impairments. In the context of autism, it suggests that neurological differences lead to deficits compared to neurotypical individuals. The social model, conversely, posits that disability arises from societal barriers and lack of accessibility. From this viewpoint, autistic individuals are disabled not by their neurology, but by environments not designed to accommodate neurodiversity and neurodivergent conditions, if that is what you prefer. I believe just a bit more in the second model because there are so many environments that I myself have encountered personally that are difficult for me to navigate. This can include how I process a sensory environment. If you remember from previous podcasts, I talked about going to the Millennium Stadium and going to a rugby match, to having different social rules and cues to people whose brains develop the neurotypical way. David Gray Hammond, an autistic writer and speaker, discusses these two models in his article, Is Autism a Disability?, on emergent divergence. David suggests that neither model fully encapsulates the autistic experience, proposing instead that the concept of dynamic disability, where one's sense of disability fluctuates based on various factors. And I have to say, I agree with this concept. There are some days, because of, say, for example, sensory fatigue, I can feel less capable of accomplishing tasks like doing my washing or doing my weekly shop. David identifies this in the article and also highlights the problem is that disability has been conceptualized in society as a fixed point, meaning that when we have those good days, it can lead to imposter syndrome and make us question our own experience of being autistic. Looking back, I have felt at many times in my life where I do indeed have the capability to perform tasks to perform tasks to the level that, say, my mum, who's neurotypical, can perform. And so David's statement really resonates with me personally. I am now going to move on to discuss autism and identity. For many autistic people, myself included, autism is integral to their identity. The neuroclastic article, The Identity Theory of Autism, Values Are Not Opinions to Autistics. We are our values. This article emphasizes that myself, being the author, to be clear, I wasn't the author of that article. I'm talking about the author in question. And other autistic individuals often see their values as core to their being. I reckon that challenges the notion that autism is merely a set of deficits. I shall now discuss perspectives on autism as a disability. These perspectives, I feel, can vary. There's an article I found in Autism Parenting magazine. This article discusses how autism can be both a disability and a different ability depending on individual experiences. For example, it highlights a definition that a disability is any condition of the body or mind impairment that makes it more difficult for the person with the condition to do certain activities, otherwise known as activity limitation, and interact with the world around them, participation, restrictions. The article then highlights a child may then not look at or listen to others. However, the article then stresses that with the aid of interventions like creating sensory-friendly environments, that autistic people can benefit and overcome, and I believe overcome the challenges that their disability can put in front of them. Another perspective comes from Autistic Not Weird by Chris Bonello, an autistic educator and advocate. He offers insights into raising genuine autism awareness, emphasizing understanding over labeling. So is autism a disability? Well, I do not think the answer to this question is straightforward or simple. I think it depends on individual experiences, societal structures, and personal identities. Recognizing autism as a dynamic condition encourages us to create inclusive environments that enable autistic people to fulfill their potential. And I would very much like to encourage you to explore the resources mentioned today to deepen your understanding about whether autism is or is not a disability for you. Please stay tuned for future episodes where we'll continue to explore the incredible universe of neurodiversity and neurodivergent conditions. Thank you for joining me on Neurodifference, and until next time, let's continue to make a positive neurodifference in the world.